foreboding, occasional skirmishes interrupting the quiet anticipation. That was the war in France, after it began in September 1939. It was phony, phony by name, phony by nature. For weeks and weeks, it was phony, a pretense, a mocking, slow crescendo to the reality of what was to come. Chamberlain told the nation, "We would fight against evil, that right would prevail against injustice, oppression, persecution." Our troops were there, 400,000 British men, barely out of youth, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready, prepared, brave for each other, but still fearful, questioning their purpose, trying to understand, waiting. Some were patient, glad of the relative peace, others impatient, questioning the folly and teasing nature of their strange circumstances. Every day, behind their defences, feeling vulnerable, too much time to think of loved ones at home, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, lovers, friends, dogs, cats, trees even, home cooking. Knowing too the might of the enemy that was somewhere around the corner, an army that had already proved its strength and determination, a Wehrmacht of power with no mercy that wanted to conquer at any cost, whose goal was Germany. Everywhere should be German. Everyone should speak German. Only German babies would be born. Control, power, might, dominion. That was what Hitler wanted, no matter what. That was the evil that had to be fought, that had to be beaten. As the phony weeks went by, the troops marched, smoked cigarettes, marched again. The airmen flew, tested their aircraft, took photographs from the sky, landed again, smoked cigarettes, and the time passed. The lightness of September's summer days descended into autumn, and autumn days crept into the chilly, bare days of winter, and then the spring came. The ugliness of war hung teasingly over the beauty of spring. But even the Nazis could not stop primroses pushing upwards through softening ground. Even the Nazis could not take the birds out of their nests, and in France too, they laid their little eggs, blackbirds, robins, linnets, sparrows. As spring did its best to warm the country and the people of France in the early 1940s, the grey clouds of impending conflict loomed. As the leaves on the trees became greener, the grey clouds of war darkened, threatening catastrophe, a huge, heavy shadow of fear, darkening all that was lovely and good. And then it was no longer a shadow, no longer a looming grey and imposing cloud. On the 10th of May, 1940, the sky over France turned black. No longer able to contain itself, it burst open, unleashing a relenting storm of damage, chaos, ruin, noise, pain. The impenetrable darkness of war arrived. No longer phony, no longer a pretense. Reality. Belgium, the Netherlands and Luxembourg were the first to succumb, their million-strong army dwarfed by the mighty Axis. bridges fell, cities surrounded, strategy irrelevant. People displaced, children, mothers, grandparents, suddenly homeless, refugees escaping. But where to go? 3 countries yielded, all hope of a miracle dashed. On the wings of victory, the Nazis set their sights on the bigger prize, France. La France, a sitting duck, une canard qui assis, fatigué, désespéré, too little, too late. Churchill knew, Monsieur Pétain knew, not if, but when, France would fall. Messerschmitts, outwitted Blenheims and ferry battles, German panzers powered through the Forêt d'Ardennes. Our boys, still brave, gave their all. Magnanimously they fought, diligent, generous to a fault, but now exhausted. Nothing to do but escape, to flee, to go home. Then the paradis, a village with muddy lanes, tiny cottages, overgrown hedges, sometimes sunny, often wet, occasional gusting winds. Its people's lives passing by, eating cheese, bread, saucisson, laughing, teasing, drinking beer and wine, camaraderie. But then war descended. With it, an eerie quietness.